What if I told you that right now invisible waves are passing through your body at the speed of light, every second, every breath, billions of signals piercing through your skin, your organs, your brain? In 2020, over 90 cell towers were set on fire across Europe. Protesters claimed 5G was a weapon, a cancer trigger, a conspiracy. But in labs around the world, scientists were asking a different question. Not, is 5G dangerous, but rather, how do we know for certain? The answer would require diving into the invisible world between fear and physics. I am Michael, your host for today, and this is Mind and Marvel, where science, survival, and the superhuman collide. Let's start with why millions of people are terrified. 5G is the fifth generation of wireless technology, faster than anything before it, more connected, more powerful. Download speeds 100 times faster than 4G. Latency reduced to 1 millisecond. The ability to connect 1 million devices per square kilometer. It promises to revolutionize everything: autonomous vehicles, remote surgery, entire smart cities operating in real time. But with great power comes great fear. The internet exploded with claims: brain tumors, DNA damage, weakened immune systems, even links to pandemics. To understand the fear, you need to understand the spectrum. Electromagnetic radiation exists on a spectrum. On one end, harmless radio waves. On the other, dangerous gamma rays that can shred your DNA. There's a critical dividing line: ionizing versus non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation, like X-rays and gamma rays, has enough energy to rip electrons from atoms. It breaks molecular bonds, damages DNA, causes cancer. Non-ionizing radiation doesn't have that power. It can't break chemical bonds. It can't directly damage DNA. 5G operates between 600 megahertz and 86 gigahertz, firmly in the non-ionizing zone. In fact, visible light from your lamp carries more energy than 5G signals. So if the physics says it's safe, why the terror? This is where science steps in, not with opinions, with experiments. Over the past decade, hundreds of studies have tested 5G's effects on living tissue. Researchers exposed animals to 5G radiation at levels far exceeding what humans encounter. They watched cells, tracked DNA, measured brain activity, monitored cancer rates. Here's the key mechanism. Think of electromagnetic waves like ocean waves hitting a beach. Some waves are powerful enough to move rocks, others barely disturb the sand. 5G waves are like gentle ripples. They don't have enough energy to move the molecular rocks of your DNA, but they do have one effect: heat. Just like a microwave oven uses radio waves to heat food, 5G can cause minimal tissue warming. The catch? At normal exposure levels, the warming is less than 1 degree Celsius. Standing in sunlight for 10 minutes heats your body 100 times more than a year of 5G exposure. Study after study reached the same conclusion. No DNA damage, no increased cancer risk, no cellular harm. In 2023, the World Health Organization reviewed over 300 studies and declared no adverse health effects have been causally linked with exposure to wireless technologies. But here's where it gets interesting, because absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. Science doesn't deal in absolutes, it deals in probabilities. Here's the problem. 5G has only been widely deployed since 2019. Cancer can take 10, 20, even 30 years to develop. We've been wrong before. Cigarettes were doctor recommended. Asbestos was a miracle material. Lead paint was everywhere. So scientists designed the ultimate test: chronic lifetime exposure studies. The National Toxicology Program spent $30 million on the most comprehensive study ever conducted. They exposed 3,000 rats to cell phone radiation, 2G and 3G frequencies, for their entire lives, 9 hours a day, every day, for 2 years. The radiation levels 4 times higher than the legal limit for human exposure. The results shocked everyone. They found a small increase in heart tumors, specifically schwannomas in male rats. Headlines exploded: cell phones cause cancer. But scientists ask deeper questions. Exposed rats actually live longer than control rats. How does a carcinogen extend lifespan? Tumors appeared only in males, not females. Cancer doesn't usually discriminate by gender like that, and the exposure was whole-body radiation at levels no human would ever experience. After peer review, the consensus emerged. The findings likely aren't applicable to human cell phone use, but it did reveal something crucial. Here's where this story becomes superhuman, because the real breakthrough wasn't proving 5G is dangerous, it was proving how to measure safety. Scientists developed real-time electromagnetic field monitoring networks across entire cities. They discovered something remarkable. In 99% of measured locations, 5G exposure is less than 1% of international safety guidelines. You receive more electromagnetic radiation from natural background sources than from 5G towers. Think of it like this. Safety guidelines are an umbrella that keeps you dry in a hurricane. Current 5G exposure is like a light drizzle. You're not even getting damp. But the truly superhuman part? Scientists can now track biological effects in real time. Biosensors that monitor cellular stress, blood markers that detect inflammation, brain imaging that tracks neural activity. If 5G caused harm, we'd see it immediately across millions of people. 5 years into widespread deployment, billions of people exposed, zero epidemiological evidence of harm. Meanwhile, 5G is enabling precision medicine, remote diagnostics for rural areas, real-time health monitoring that saves lives. The very technology people feared is becoming their lifeline. We live in an ocean of invisible energy. Our ancestors feared lightning. We harnessed it. They feared fire. We mastered it. Every technological leap has triggered fear, and every time, science has been our compass. The 5G story isn't about proving safety through absence of evidence. It's about the most scrutinized technology in human history, passing the most rigorous tests we can design, which leaves us with a mind-bending question. In a world ruled by forces we can't see, where does justified caution end and irrational fear begin? Is our instinct to fear the unseen protecting us or holding us back from our superhuman future? If this deep dive into 5G science changed your perspective, smash that like button. Subscribe to Mind and Marvel for more stories where we separate science from speculation. Drop a comment. Do you think 5G is safe, or do we need more time to know for certain? What invisible technology should we investigate next? This is Mind and Marvel, where science, survival, and the superhuman collide. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay scientific.